My wife left me and our 3 kids. I feel like I just need to vent and get this story off my chest. My wife and I have been married for 15 going on 16 years in August. We have 3 kids 16, 14, and 3. After our 3-year-old was born I, for some reason, decided to start gambling. Biggest mistake of my life. I let it grab a hold of me. I was gambling away my family's money and lying to my wife about it and telling her that we had money when we didn't so she could go to the store. When she got to the store, the card would get declined if I couldn't find a way to get money in the account fast enough. It was despicable behavior and I hate myself every day for it. I would gaslight her and say I wasn't doing it when she knew I was. It just became a never-ending cycle of misery for both of us. I did eventually get my shit straight and stopped, but I think the damage had been done. I will say through all of it she stuck with me and forgave me every time until she didn't. Let me give some backstory. We met in high school and have been together ever since. We absolutely worshipped each other and thought nothing could ever get between how much we loved each other. We were best friends and we rarely ever fought. If we did, it was only about money. We have 3 beautiful kids together and I still love her just as much now as I did then. But a person can only put up with someone lying to them and making them think things aren't real but are real and blowing the family's money for selfish behavior. This isn't a post making it out like I'm innocent and she's a bag of shit. Quite the contrary. I really don't know what to think about the situation right now. Let me continue telling the story. So after about 2.5 years after my youngest son was born, we moved from NC to WV. We moved because I lost my job down there because of gambling company property away. I did get the item back, but it was too late. So we moved to WV where we had family and some support if we needed it. When we got to WV, I continued to gamble for about another 3 to 4 months until I had officially hit rock bottom and things took a turn. I broke down to my wife several times before about how I was so sorry and that I would do better, but she's heard this line a bunch, and I mean a bunch of times before. This time she wasn't buying it. She told me she thought we needed to take a little bit of time away from each other so she could have time to process everything. Guess what I did? I told her no. I couldn't stand being apart from her. Very stupid thing to do. I didn't know it then, but this would become a huge mistake on my part. She obviously needed some time, and if I would have accepted that and given it to her, things might be a lot different now. If you're wondering why she just didn't leave or something like that, well, it's because she didn't really talk to her parents, she didn't work, she was a stay-at-home mom, and I told her I wouldn't give her any money to leave me, like an asshole. As the weeks went on after this, I did stop my gambling and abusive behavior, but I could see something had changed in her eyes. When she looked at me, I just didn't see the love that I once saw. That may not make sense to some people, but when a person really loves you, and I mean loves you with everything they have, it's all over their face and in their eyes when they look at you. Moving on. So throughout our whole marriage, she has always been a night owl and taken forever to get ready to go anywhere. She always went to the store late and had to rush to make sure she got the grocery shopping done before they closed. I don't know why she did it, but she did. So she would start going to the store and increasingly start staying out later every time. She would get home at 2, 3 or 4 a.m. Then, as a few more weeks went on, she would leave at 9 p.m. and come home around 11 to 12 a.m. the next day. Obviously, I confronted her about this. She had started drinking a lot and was going out to bars to vent. I didn't like it, of course, but I couldn't get mad at her after everything I've done, right? Wrong. I did get mad and acted like a complete asshole and started turning everything around on her, again, like a fucking asshole. And guess what that did? Pushed her away even more. Then it got to the point where she would leave Friday night and not come back till Sunday. Did I say I understand you're going through a lot right now and that you need space away from me? Fuck no, I did not. I acted like a complete tool again and begged her to stop, and what did that do? Pushed her away even more. So then, after I haven't been gambling for about a month, or maybe longer, I landed a really good job about 3 hours away from where we lived. We decided to move out of our house and I would move to the new location and her and the kids would stay with my mom until we found a house for all of us at my new job location. In my mind, she was still willing to stay with me, and I thought things were turning around for us. She was still doing her weekend thing, and it still pissed me off, but we were working on it, I thought. She is a very loyal woman, and she swore on everything that she wasn't cheating on me. She said she made some GFS at a bar she was going to. It was a bar that had tranny shows or something. I don't know, but that's not really relevant. Anyways, we moved out of that old house and put all of our stuff in storage, and her and the kids were staying with my mom just for a week or two. It is a very small house, so it wasn't an ideal situation. I came in from work on the first Friday we were all staying there and we moved some stuff to the storage building. When we got back, my wife said she needed to take a shower. About 15 minutes went by and I could hear uncontrollable sobbing, and it sounded like something was dying in the bathroom. I went in there and she was hunkered on her hands and knees in the shower having a full-blown panic attack. Her hands were shriveling up and her toes, and she couldn't breathe or talk or anything. I eventually got her calmed down, washed, dried off, brushed her hair, and put lotion on her, and she was finally able to be somewhat normal. But I could tell at that time something really changed this time. Something really changed. I went to bed and asked her if she was coming, and she said she wanted to go outside and smoke first. So I laid in bed and waited and eventually fell asleep. I think everyone can guess what happened next. I woke up in the morning and she was gone. She took a few clothes and that was it. This was almost 2 weeks ago. She left my 3 kids and myself, and she won't answer any calls or texts from anyone to give us an explanation. Listen, I know I fucked up in a lot of ways for far too long. She gave me chance after chance after chance, and I always thought I could fix it because of how much she loved me. And I could fix it until I couldn't anymore. This situation is 99% my fault. What bothers me is the kids are innocent. She was always one of the best mothers I've ever seen. She loves her kids with everything she has. Our 2 older kids would be okay away from her for a bit, but we have a 3-year-old that she just left with my mom. She didn't ask her to watch him or anything. The baby needs his mom because I'm out of town through the week. I just don't see how she can do this to the kids. If she doesn't want to meet with me anymore, I'll have to accept that, but she still has responsibilities as a parent. By the way, as far as I know, she's staying with a GF and she's not with another man or anything. I don't think, but who knows really, because she won't talk to me at all. I haven't heard her voice since the night she left. I'm sure I'll take a lot of shit for this, as well I should, because I messed up a beautiful marriage and family. What should I do? Should I go there and try to get her to talk to me? Her phone's been off the whole time, or she has me blocked. Either way, she doesn't want to talk to me. Should I just give her time? I feel like doing nothing isn't helping, but I know calling her constantly and going over there probably isn't helping either. I needed to vent a little and get this off my chest. If anybody has any suggestions about what I should do, I would love to hear it. I do know I'm a piece of shit for the things I've done to my wife.